Welcome to the show. I am MMA insider and Herb Dean's dog sitter, Joey Venti, and you're listening to the MMA History Podcast, the only podcast dedicated 100% to the preservation of mixed martial arts history. Interviews and stories about the early days of MMA direct from the men who lived it. Hundreds of interviews, thousands of hours of research, all conducted by the most obsessed mind in the business, the MMA detective Mike Davis. Join us as we document the history of the sport we all love. Welcome back to the MMA History Podcast. I am Joey Venti. I'm here with the MMA detective Mike Davis, and today we have a special international episode for you. Our guest today is a UFC veteran and one of only two 50 Fight Club members from France, Professor X, Xavier Foupa-Pokam. Thank you for coming.
I'm the Professor X. It's punishment time.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me with you. Thanks. I'm very honored to be interviewed by you.
Well, we actually do. We have a very small French following. Like we've always kind of noticed your country popping up in our like when we look at our statistics. And Joey and I were like, let's get like the beginning guys, the guys that really laid the foundation for everybody else. And obviously, in our opinion, it starts with you.
Well, I've been part of course, of the beginning of the sport in France. Well, beginning of at the foundation of the sports in France. But some people are older than me. Started before me. For example, my trainer Cyril Diabate, the Snake, that everybody knows, that also fought UFC and all over the world. Pride, for example.
Cyril Diabate for everybody at
yes,
home.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. The Snake.
Yeah.
Some of people of my generation, just built the foundation of the sport. And as we might see during the interview, it was a time where it was kind of hard because the sport was illegal in our country. I mean, we were considered as sportsmen, sometimes champions or heroes in other countries. As soon as we crossed the border and go back to France, we were like outlaws, So that was kind of a difficulty to live in this period.
That's badass. That's badass. That's what that is. That's cool. That's what it's all about. So Cyril Diabate, obviously somebody that has extensive kickboxing and did very well and transitioned to mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
When do you connect with him?
I met Cyril in the year 2000. Sorry, I was training karate at this period. I started karate at the age of 11, and when I turned 18, I had to prepare my diploma from school. So I stopped for 6 months. Stopped training karate, and then I decided to turn to something more realistic, with more contact, with more that was looking more realistic, more close to combat in real life. So I looked around my place. I looked for clubs. I was first looking for full contact club. That would be natural transition from karate to contact boxing. Didn't find it. Then I looked for kickboxing club. Didn't find it either. And there was this Muay Thai champion, Cyril Diabate, that was opening a Muay Thai school next to my place in Ruelle Maison. I'm from Puteaux in France. And Cyril and his club was at this time at Ruelle Maison. It was like 10 kilometers from my place. So I went there with my friend Julien. We tried and we liked it very much. And Cyril at this time was already starting mixed martial arts, but it was a really, really beginning. He had the intuition. He had something in his mind, thinking that this is the sport of the future, the combat sport of the future. He liked it. He liked to test himself against other fighters coming from other disciplines, but nothing was really set. Everything was we were trying as we could to do. So he did mixed martial arts. He made us try. We liked it, and so naturally the club became a mixed martial arts club instead of a Muay Thai club.
Okay, so your traditional karate, was it traditional karate or was it Kyokushin karate?
No, it was traditional karate. First, my yeah, it's surprising. Yeah, I understand why you are opening eyes like that. It's surprising, of course, because my style, my fighting style is rough, is raw. You know, I like to sometimes to brawl, but I like to go and look for the knockout. And I was coming from traditional karate, but when arriving to Muay Thai, I trained a lot with boxing. You know, high hands and no having this kind of guard, high hands, striking with the chins and not with the foot. Everything Cyril taught me that, and then I became a Muay Thai, then MMA fighter.
So Joey, whenever we see the karate guys that do really well in mixed martial arts in a transition, this might be the only exception of a traditional karate guy and not from the Kyokushin style.
So
Maybe
like
yes.
Machida, was Machida from Kyokushin?
Yes, no, Machida was not from Kyokushin,
No,
was
he
it?
was traditional. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a very small group of people. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, coming from traditional karate, I thought I found big advantage of coming from this discipline. First, the speed, because compared to Kyokushin, in traditional karate, we are much focused on speed.
Okay.
We are
It's like a
most
point. It's like a touch. Yeah, it's a touch system.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's about touching before being touched. So you have to be very quick, very fast. Second, um, moving. You move a lot in traditional karate. It's not like Kyokushin, bam, bam. You have to strike hard. So you come, you step your foot on the floor, and you have to have big foot on the floor to strike hard. In traditional karate, you move a lot because you don't want to be touched. So make me make me hard to touch in my
Elusive.
MMA practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elusive,
Yeah.
yes, that's the term. Yeah, just like
Your
maybe.
your
Yeah,
footwork is crazy. Like like when I
thank
watch
you.
like if you guys watch his videos, you'll be drawn to his lower half because you watch his stepping. It's very
Thank you.
interesting. Yeah.
That's coming from karate. That's coming from karate, and of course, discipline coming from a traditional martial arts. This was very important for me. That helped me grow in my career. When you stay focused, you can stay focused. You don't have someone to tell you when you have to do this, do that. You have to go train, go around, go. You still stay focused, and the flexibility, of course, coming from traditional karate, and what we call in French, I don't know the word in English. It's called coup d'œil. Well, when you can feel something coming and avoid it, in French we call it coup d'œil. I don't know the term in English. How would you
I think
translate it?
it's maybe, is he talking about
Intuition.
the weaving? Like
Not
the
really.
bounce,
When you
the
can,
bounce, because like you burn a lot of energy. Like your movement, like
yeah.
the plus side is you're very difficult to hit. The
Mhm.
minus side is you use a lot of cardio.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yes, because you do more movement. So of course you burn energy, but that's why you have to work about cardio, and you have to learn how to optimize the way of spending this energy.
Yeah. So France outlaws mixed martial arts, but there's a group of events in the late 90s called Golden Trophy.
Yeah.
Did you attend those?
No, no, I was too young at this time. Cyril fought in Golden Trophy. He won Golden Trophy.
Sakurai. Yeah, he fought
But
Sakurai.
I was still a young karate boy at this time, and I was just I'm not sure I even knew about the Golden Trophy when it was on. At this period, at this time, I was just in my karate club locker room with all my mates trading UFC 1 and UFC 2 videotapes. Just imagine, because our we thought that our sensei, our karate master, would not accept us to watch this or to like this sport. That was not true actually, but we thought this, and there was something like an illegal perfume all around this, so we liked it.
Yeah, you're supposed to. That's how it goes. Yeah, of course. Were you in attendance on December 14th, 2013 for Alcatraz Cisse, the Zoumana Cisse versus Francis Ngannou? Were you at that
Yes.
fight?
Yes, because did I fight this night? I'm not sure that this fight, but I saw it. Zoumana won decision, right?
Yes.
Against Francis. Yes, I remember. Yeah, I was there.
What was Ngannou's reputation like regionally?
Originally, his reputation was he was a newcomer. He was um, very strong, especially looking at his figure because it was not the buff Francis today. It was
No, it's
kind of
different build. Yeah,
it was big, it was tall,
tall
but he
and
was still
lanky.
still slim, still thin, and he was striking so hard, looking compared to his figure that was insane. So he was known as a newcomer, striking very hard but very raw, with every technique, more of a brawler
Very wild.
than of a technical fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had a lot of he was gifted. That's what he was gifted. People saw him gifted, but it was not looking like the precise fighter that he's today.
Okay, so
The sharp fighter, sorry.
yeah, he's really matured as a
Oh
fighter.
yeah, oh yeah.
But how is he outside of the ring? Like right now, there's quite a bit of pushback in regards to like him as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come from where he came from, I mean, the guy worked in a
Cameron.
he worked in a sand pit. So like
Yeah.
sometimes the personality that allowed him to survive going through that, sometimes it doesn't leave you.
This is only one part of his story because if you remember, there is another part that he had to cross the border from Cameroon to France by himself, really alone. So that is, to me, that is one important part of his story. It builds him, I mean, mentally as a man. So, I'm French, but my parents were born in Cameroon, same country as Francis. So we have some cultural points in common. But Francis, me, I was born in France. Francis had to cross from Cameroon to France illegally,
Is
and
it dangerous?
or awfully dangerous. That's oh yeah, a lot of people die while doing this trip, and I think he's kind of shy and he's not talks more about it, but I think he must have seen people dying around him during this trip. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. And one thing that is obvious when you see him today is someone very nice. Is you can come to him, talk with him. He's a nice guy, but sometimes he need to get apart and rest. He's kind of a lonesome cowboy, and I think that this part of his personality was built during this trip, because when you are doing this, you are alone with yourself. You can only count on yourself. Even your people around you and some of you boys, your friends, can turn around and come someone else because you have to survive. You have to survive and reach your goal. So he's someone very nice, but he's someone very lonesome. Even today, where everyone comes to him, oh Francis, blah blah blah, you're my friend, I love you. He's someone very lonesome in his mind.
Oh, I can tell you in the media, they really like to go after him here in the United States. He's
Yeah.
not very well liked through media in the United States, and there's agendas with the people that don't like
Dana
him.
White's made sure of that.
I mean, but he also has an agenda.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's whether it's true or not.
I can understand why media likes to be after him, because he's someone with a strong personality, something very, very uncommon, something you haven't seen, you haven't heard from nowhere else. He's seen it, he's lived it, he can talk about it. So that's why maybe people like to hear about his story, and sometimes try to search for some more details, or things that can make it look awkward, or well,
Negative.
that's
Yeah.
a very particular story.
Yeah. Wow. So how long do you train before you have your first fight?
In MMA, well, first I was doing karate for 7 years. I was
Okay.
only doing competitions.
For jujitsu.
I was already fighting in karate, and
Uh-huh.
so when I met Cyril, my trainer, um, I've been training 1 year, maybe less than 1 year, then started doing amateur fights. Few people know, but before doing my first pro fight, I've been doing 11 amateur fights. 11 wins.
Okay. Okay. So
11 wins.
was that
11 wins and 10 wins before the limit. Knockout, submission, knockout. So people think that as I was fighting very often, people think that I came rapidly to the competition, to the pro fighting, but no, I had to fight a lot before my first pro fight in Switzerland.
were these smoker fights in the gym or were they established amateur organizations?
Oh no, that was not at this time, at this period. There was no, everyone that was coming to fight wants to fight. It was not like today, or where someone needs a good photo for Instagram. He comes like, hey, I'm a fighter, get beat up and never fight again. No, at this period, every fighter that wanted to fight was a fighter. So I had rough fights sometimes, but every opponent was legit.
Okay, so were these in France where it was illegal, or was this outside of France, your amateur fights?
My amateur fights were all took place in France.
Okay, so they were
And
secret type things, very
yeah,
small.
kind of.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of. Well, it was not at all. Well, not really. Sorry, but in France, you could not, at this time, you could not practice MMA, and you could not
You couldn't
hold
practice.
an MMA competition. What was making the difference between MMA and what we officially called at this time pancrase was the fact that you didn't strike someone when he's on the floor. You could strike when you're fighting upstand. You can grapple. You can wrestle on the floor. You could grapple, but you could not strike. Suppose not to.
Like the rings,
So
the rings rule set.
yes, like the rings. So it was called pancrase, but in fact, some competition allowed you to strike on the floor, but it was not known. So yes, kind of illegal.
Okay, but MMA gyms to practice MMA, was that also not legal in France?
It was not legal
Holy
until one period. It was not legal, so we had to pretend we were doing other discipline. We had to
so
have
stupid.
yes,
So stupid.
we had the club was supposed to be licensed, of course, in other disciplines, karate, Muay Thai, everything else. And then once the door are closed, nobody really knows what is going on in your gym. It's like,
What,
it was our kind of prohibition period.
that is wild. Was there any issues with law enforcement?
Sometimes happened. I remember one competition, one official pancrase competition that I was fighting in. I've been told after the competition that the police just showed off 2 hours before the fight. The venue was full of crowd, and they threatened to stop everything. And the organizer had to show paperwork, had to do this and that, had to prove, had to swear everything, and then the show could go on, but it could have been canceled right at the day of the show.
That's so wild. It's just a different time, man. It's like you guys
Yes.
were real outlaws. Real outlaws.
Yeah. Today it's completely different. When you come to, I was so moved when I commented the first the UFC parade #1, um, ringside. The crowd was crazy, man. They were chanting, they were singing, they were screaming very loud during the whole show. People was chanting the national anthem. That people have been wanting it for so long time. It was like a kind of en France we would say libération, like
Liberation.
freedom now,
Okay.
Liberation.
Yeah.
liberation. That was crazy.
Ah.
French people are really mad about MMA.
Yeah, very passionate. Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah,
You can see that. So, because everything is illegal, you're not even allowed to practice it.
yeah.
Almost, I haven't tracked your entire career, just a very large portion of it. Out of 50 fights, how many times have you fought in France?
I don't really remember, but maybe 4 or 5, not more of that.
So,
Yeah,
so you were the B side on an event. You were always coming in as the opponent to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah,
beat.
yeah. And that was maybe I think that's something that helped me to build like a shield around me, because every time I was fighting, every time
Get
I
booed.
was the guy
Get
from the
booed.
road. Every time I was I was fighting the favorite, the people, the guy from the place. So yeah, well, but every time you fight and you come back, and every fight you build a local fan base. And that was very surprising when I was fighting in England, that I consider as my second home country, or Russia, or even Japan. When I came back, people know me. People were supporting me. You know what? I can tell you something that was very strange and funny at the time. Uh, Once I was fighting in England in the cage rage. In this time it was BMMA, and one guy came to me, a Brazilian guy. He said, "Hey, Professor X. Hey, Professor Xavier. Yes, okay, yeah, hello." He said, "I'm the boss. I'm Premier Combat. Is the French. Is the Brazilian TV network, first Brazilian TV network about fighting." I said, "Okay. You know what? If you come to Brazil, you will have a lot of women. A lot of women will come to you. You will be a sex symbol." What are you telling me that? He said, "Because you know what? You are fighting. Every of your fights in cage rage were broadcast live in Brazil on Premier Combat." And I said, "Okay, well, thank you very much." And a few years later, I fought my first and only fight in Brazil, in how is this event?
Yeah.
Oh, in Copacabana. It was
Jungle fight.
yeah, jungle fight.
Oh,
I was fighting in jungle fight against Mongo Arinelli. That was in his hometown. So he had his local fan base. I arrived there. People in Brazil. I have never been to Brazil before. People knew me. People come to, "Hey, Professor Rice, hey." And more of that, some people were cheering at me and giving me advice in French when I was fighting. I could hear French with Brazilian accent, with Portuguese accent. Yeah, passa la guarda. That was crazy when I was fighting. And so I knocked Arenali out, and people were cheering at me.
It's wild, man. It's
and
wild.
and was he telling the truth about the women?
You will
I'll
not
take
know
that as
about
a yes.
that.
I'll take that as a yes.
Of course not. Of
But
course
yes,
that's not true.
it was punishment time.
So, Joey, you got a 50 fight. We got a 50 fight club member, not allowed to practice, not allowed to fight in his home city, with a winning record, with 95% of his fights in foreign countries.
Mhm.
A 50 fight club outlaw.
That's wild. Isn't that wild, man?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we could not realize it because I was focused. My focus was to fight, to win, and to do what I like. So I could not really realize afterwards, after my career ends. Yes, I sat back and said, "Oh man, that was crazy time." That was so. Especially when I look now at the structure of French MMA, it's growing, it's building. New fighters have now they have everything to train to fight. They get paid, they get sponsored, they get everything. We had to build all of this at my period.
All right, so your
So
first fight is in Switzerland, June
yeah,
15th, 2000, against Nelson Monteiro.
yes, was coming from Chinese, so-called Chinese boxing. His manager had threatened us, Cyril and me, saying that our Chinese boxing is the future of martial arts. It's the ultimate martial arts. Our motto is one shot, one killed. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it was in Switzerland.
So you go to Switzerland. Now, internationally, prior to this, are you very well traveled before your fight career?
If I traveled a lot.
Did you travel a lot
Well,
before fighting?
Mm, I would not say a lot, but I traveled. Yeah, I traveled. Not a lot, but I traveled.
Okay, because
I I had seen before starting to fight. I had seen Cameroon, of course, England, Ireland. Um, oh yeah, that's a good question.
because
Uh,
you know
yeah,
his fight record, if you look at the countries, it's
He
insane.
is. Yeah,
yeah,
he's all over the
yeah.
place.
I've
So
got a lot of passports at home that are
you have to have
full of
multiple
stamps.
pages. Yeah, multiple pages. The additional
Yeah.
pages that they add. So you beat Nelson Monteiro by knockout. That's June 15th, 2000.
Mhm.
And as a 50 Fight Club member, you've very rarely, if ever, pull out of a fight or ever say no to a fight. You're always saying yes.
Yeah,
So
I'm a fighter.
of course. So in March 22nd, you have like a 3-year layoff though between June of 2000 and your next fight.
3 years?
I got March 22nd, 2003 as your next
I
fight.
don't remember that. I don't remember that because
Should I pull it up?
maybe I should
Yeah, yeah.
I should check on Sherdog, but
So
I don't
June
remember that because
15th
I
of
thought
2002 to March
It's
22nd
2002.
to
Okay, that's where it is.
2003.
Okay, that's where I made the mistake.
okay.
All right. So June, and then your March. So you got a little
10
bit of
months.
time off. Yeah, yeah. David Pierre in Morocco. So you go from
Oui,
Switzerland to
David Pierre,
Morocco.
yes. Yes. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I strike to the floor. It was not legal on this specific organization. I did it, so I got disqualified.
See, you've got a couple DQ losses because of that.
Man, it's a long time ago. You know what? Some people, I remember it was the year 2010 maybe. I saw I saw a stupid poll on the internet that made me angry, and I was supposed to be the third European dirtiest fighter. You know who was the first?
Okay, here.
Bob Schreiber.
We got Bob Schreiber. I did this. Rene Ruse, Gilbert Yvel. Those
Gilbert
guys.
Evans. Voilà.
Okay, then
Gilbert
Gerard Godot.
Evans.
I mean, you.
So I was compared to Gilbert Evans because of this 3DQ.
No,
Well,
dude, the Dutch dirty fighters. There's levels to dirtiness.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
other
you didn't
mindset.
attack a referee, right?
Yeah, you never attacked a referee. You never.
Yeah, he did knock him out. He knocked him
But
out.
you never threw like chairs off of a balcony at people at
No,
a
no, no,
hotel.
no,
None of
no,
that.
no,
Yeah, yeah,
no. Didn't
yeah.
jump off the fence. No,
No, yeah.
to find someone.
Go. Yeah, Yvel was nuts. You know his story is also one that there should be made a movie of. Okay, so
Yeah,
you go to Morocco. You go from Switzerland to Morocco,
yeah.
and then you.
Hello.
I'm sorry, dude. Go see mom. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, and then you wind up in the United Kingdom with Battle of
Yeah,
the Britons with Paul Williamson.
yeah.
That's your entry into the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it was in Perfleet, was it? We arrived, the French team, French delegation. We were, as we said, we were the enemies because we were fighting home guys. In well, the venue, the ring was set up in like a kind of a bar. People, English people really like that. We really like fighting, so they could build up a ring in a bar. People were having dinner around us, were drinking their beer, sometimes putting the beer on the ringside.
On the apron.
Strange. Yeah, smoking in the place. But yeah, it was a good experience. And this was, I think it was one of my first punishments after Nelson Monteiro.
Yeah. So you win by knockout against, Paul Williamson, obviously. And then you meet with Matt Ewin. So Matt Ewin, out of Gloucester, he fights for Trojan Free Fighters.
He had a big career, like 40 fights.
Yeah, he had a decent little career. Tough dude. Yeah, another tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you win by doctor stoppage in the first fight.
Yeah.
I didn't see any video. I'm assuming it's a cut.
In fact, no, it's not. I knocked him out with the knee strike to the head.
Okay.
So they write it as a cut.
Remontada pour Samuelson.
They record it as a cut, but in fact it's a knockout. I knocked him out with the knee strike to the head, and the referee intervened to stop the fight, but he was out.
They bring you back a little over a month later to fight him again. Like, it didn't sit well with him. Was there issues out after the fight between yourself and him?
No, I don't know, but no. The thing is, I think he was on his way to UFC, and his people didn't like him to have been beaten by a newcomer this way. So they wanted to maybe clean his records by trying to make him get a revenge. That's it.
So do you do research on any of these guys, or do you just show up and fight? Like, do you even know their names?
I don't do it. My coach Cyril was building the game plan, so he was knowing the fighters, and when he didn't know the fighters, he made research about them to build the game plan. But he just gives me the information, build the game plan, and then I come and fight.
Okay. Yeah, very little.
So this fight happens like 5 weeks after the original fight, which is a crazy turnaround. But his opponent actually fights in between those fights too. So this guy's like fighting every 2 weeks. Ewin.
Well, yes, that was another time I told you.
Ewin.
We like to fight, so.
Yeah, Ewin, Joey, when people do stuff like that, it tells you this is what they do for a living, and bills are coming. The bills are coming in. They got to pay.
It's true. You think that? Well, it can be one reason, but as for me, I was I like to fight. I like to step up in facing another guy and say, you know what, I'm gonna beat you. So that's why I fought so many times. And maybe yes, afterwards, when it became my job, and when it paid the bills, maybe sometimes I had to do some choice because of this, but that was not the main reason for what I was fighting.
So we got Switzerland, Morocco, United Kingdom, and then you go to Hungary for Total Fight, January 10th, 2004. You had a different opponent, though. You had Ferene. Dude, Joey, we're going to be butchering names.
I'm never going to get that one.
Yeah. Zobo Zali.
Who?
Exactly. Yes. Who is the right response to that?
Who was his name? No, I remember of against Ferenc, no?
With Ferenc, was it Ganses was your opponent, but you had somebody else that you were supposed to fight. And I was told at the event it got changed.
Okay, maybe yes. Maybe. I don't remember. All I remember was that we arrived there and just like Lenson Monteiro, someone told us that he was the champion of Kempo. He was this, he was that, Kempo, blah blah blah. Okay, let's do it.
Hey, Joey, the one benefit that he has in the countries he's going to, there's not a high degree of wrestling.
Yeah, that helps.
In Hungary?
In Hungary, for sure, they don't, or the United Kingdom. I would even say, even to our listeners, United Kingdom, even today, you don't have a high level wrestling.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, anyway, he didn't want to wrestle. He wanted to strike, so we striked.
That's a big mistake. I mean,
that's the choice he made.
You would figure maybe after one or two exchanges, like you would kind of understand this is not where I want to be against Professor X.
Well,
yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn. That's for sure. So you go back to Cage Rage, February 15th, 2004. You're supposed to fight Alex Evans, who's 12-2. And they change your opponent to Brazilian black belt, Paulo Coelho, who is an absolute legend within the sport of jiu-jitsu. Very respected member of jiu-jitsu.
Yes. But you say that he's very respected, but what I noticed when I saw him at the weigh-ins, he wasn't respecting me at all.
No,
because I tell you that because he just came out of the plane. You can see it was not, it was just taking the fight like it's not a fight. Another day at the office, Professor Who, blah blah blah. It didn't even watch me, and didn't say hello. So I didn't get cross. I stay composed. I stay calm, and I'm just look at Cyril and say, okay, you know what, we're gonna fight tomorrow, and I'm gonna knock him out. And that's what happened.
Joey, this is when a guard puller meets somebody with some devastating stand-up.
At the beginning of the fight, it was not a guard puller. It became a guard puller when he got hit.
When he touched him. Yeah.
And I remember it was the first time people saw my X sign. Yes. People discovered the Professor X.
So Joey, if you look at like some French fighters, I got their names written down, like Florian Martin, Emmanuel Dawa, Manu.
Yes.
Florent Beto Angel.
Yes, Beto Angel.
All of those guys, all of them have got decisive wins over black belts from Brazil.
Huh.
So that's a good analysis.
Yeah. So the culture in Brazil with jiu-jitsu black belts from Brazil, there's very little fear there. Like here in the United States, there's definitely a level of fear. Your first black belt from Brazil that you're fighting. Oh, yeah? I don't think you guys have that in your country.
No, in France, there's no apprehension. There's no fear when you go to Brazil. Well, you just have to have a good game plan, and you just have to know your basis in jiu-jitsu, know your basis in boxing, know where your best weapons are, know what you obviously don't need to do, and you go and fight. Go and fight according to your game plan.
If I were to push back with the culture in your country, like, hey, man, the culture with jiu-jitsu, you guys, like you welcome the challenge. You can see that based on the fights that you guys take. But in terms of building fighters from your country, most of the high-end fighters, they have 500 records because they're not really being built. Like for instance, Mohamed Mansouri, Adrian Malbranche, those guys, and even the ones that I mentioned, they're not. Yeah, but they're not being built. It's like they have a 500 record, and it's like you guys send them to KSW, you send them to the organization in Germany, and it's like it's almost like a pancrase.
Yeah.
Like they keep you guys right around 500. I don't know if it's to keep your paydays down, but I would say that the promotion matches intentionally to keep you guys around 500, the people from your country.
I don't know. When you were a French fighter at this time, you didn't really had a lot of choice.
No,
you had
no.
to compose to do what you are offered. So, well, sometimes you have to fight
No,
for your credibility.
That's you, because you can't even fight in your own country. You don't even have like Sheikh Congo. Sheikh Congo only fought in France twice, and it's his last 5 fights. Like they're with Bellator.
Yeah.
Like he never even fought on the UFC card when they fought in Paris.
Unfortunately, France doesn't have Indian reservation casinos like our country. You don't have that loophole.
No, like the United States. Yeah. It's very interesting. Yeah, like your Paulo Coelho fight, like in jiu-jitsu, very respected in terms of like his abilities. You had zero hesitation. Zero.
No. More of that. I saw it as, well, I was a bit young at this period, but I already saw it as an opportunity to shine, opportunity to show what I was built of, what was a French fighter, and to show that I had skills. So that's why I went there.
Joey, Cage Rage.
Oh man, that's one thing I got to go to a Pride once. I never got to go to a Cage Rage event. This looks like a party.
Yeah. You seem to live a very clean lifestyle.
Yes, well, I do my best too.
Do you drink?
No, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't do drug. I never dope. I never done doping. More of that, I'm fighting against doping. I'm known to fight against doping. So yeah, I try my best to respect my body and help my body get me where I want to go.
So how crazy was it behind the scenes at Cage Rage?
Just ask questions. You want me to?
Okay, so
did they try to pay you in cocaine?
Yeah, did they ever give you bags of coke?
Not me.
Okay. Because go ahead.
Okay, I can. I'm gonna tell you something. Something few people know. Cyril knows it because he was there. I fought Murilo Rua, Ninja, on Cage Rage. The night before, I was fighting, and I think that's an exclusivity for you. The night before the fight, after the weigh-ins, one of the most popular, I don't know if I should say babes or ring girls. Cage Rage had like a group of babes. They were that was promoting the organization.
Dude, it was
one of
they sent you a ring girl.
One of the most popular. I swear to God, and my Cyril was there. One of the most popular of these babes came to my bedroom at maybe midnight. She was drunk. She opened the door. So she had the key. She opened the door and she was like, "Hey, X, please come. And she was pulling me to the restrooms. I was like, man, what's going on? If Cyril was not there, I would think it's a dream, it was crazy. She was pulling my wrist to the restrooms. I was looking at Cyril. No, what's going on? No, I'm fighting tomorrow. I'm not going. No way. And she was, come, please, X, come with me, come. No. So I didn't go. And she went back and closed the door. We watched each other with Cyril. That's insane. What just happened?
So
Yeah.
I would even argue that Cage Rage was an ecstasy fueled like rave party that also happened to have mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I think it was a very big party with ecstasy and many drugs that also had mixed martial arts.
You mean the
The organization. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, look
they
at the
were also
girls, the way
involved
they roll it out. Even like, don't ever watch one fight individually from Cage Rage. What takes place in between the fights with the commentators and the people doing interviews, bro, like they're sweating profusely. Their eyes are coming out of their head. They're like, whoa, they can't even keep their jaw in line. It's one of my favorite things to do is watch an old Cage Rage event. That's all I can say.
Well, it was all of a passionate atmosphere. So, but yeah, and the two bosses were first involved on the adult industry, so maybe it could explain all of this atmosphere.
So do you think Ninja's camp sent the girl to your room, or do you think that was a gambler trying to ensure his bet?
With Cyril, we thought about it. We made fun. We made jokes about it, but we'll never ever know.
Well, you're a better man than me. You sent her packing.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I was focused. I had a job to do.
Yeah.
So then you go to Sweden with Extreme Valley Tudo.
Yeah.
Is that Marco Listen's event?
Marco Listen?
Yeah, he's the Abu Dhabi guy. He promoted in Sweden.
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I don't know.
He was in
Maybe
Finland.
you should ask Cyril.
No, he was in Finland. He was in Finland.
I fought EVT in in Sweden and in
against Martin Kampmann.
Denmark.
Yeah, Martin Kampmann is your
that was
another DQ.
Was one of my. I regret that fight because the fight was nice. The fight was awesome, and I had a bad feeling after this fight that I've been robbed. I'm disqualified because I think the ref thought thought that I spit my mouthpiece, right? This was the result of this fight, no?
It just says disqualification. Yeah.
Yes, because well, I was winning. The fight was very hard, but I was winning, and Martin was having very bad time at the end, and my mouthpiece fall on the floor, and the ref jumped into the fight and said, "No, stop! You're disqualified." So yes, I was very I had big regrets with this fight because of when you see the path Martin had after this fight, you can have big regrets. I should have won this fight. But
so how many times did you allegedly spit your mouthpiece out? Because there's no video.
I think maybe it went twice.
Okay.
Twice, yes. So the referee used this to disqualify me, and that's life. I should not have done it. I should have had a good mouthpiece.
So you fight for Kampmann. They give you a loss on disqualification. They bring you back 6 weeks later, and you fight John Oskar, who's 4-0 in Denmark. So you go from Sweden to Denmark, and Oskar he wins the fight, and then he never fights again. He's also a very talented guy.
How do you know that?
How do I know what?
That he didn't fight again. You notice that?
We have his record.
Ah, dude, we're mentally
okay, so you notice.
Yeah.
I will tell you what happened.
We're OCD.
That's why
we know. That's why we know.
I will tell you what happened. That's one more time. That's a very good analysis because we had this fight. That fight was good fight. I was leading. I I put him in big troubles with knees to the body. I could hear him breathing heavily, like he was really suffering, and I nearly won this fight until this point where he managed to bring me on the floor. Then he was on me. He started ground and pound. I made the mistake to try and reverse him, but he managed to get my back and choke me. So he won. He won with RNC.
Yeah, fair
Really
play.
good choke.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah.
Yes, he won. He was. I thought he did it like really tough guy, but right after the fight, we go up. The referee raises his hands. He went painfully to the medics. He never ever went back. Ambulance, hospital. He had broken, this part, not
Sternum?
The ribs.
between the ribs.
Oh,
Sorry? Sternum.
sternum.
I broke his sternum.
Jesus.
So after that, some people told me that he had more like 1 year off because of this injury, and then no news about him.
Yeah,
We're
he
doing a hard
fought
sport,
one
man.
more time in Italy a year later, and then he disappears.
Yeah, he probably, yeah.
We're
4-0.
doing a hard sport, man. Fighting is not playing.
It's not for everybody. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And good for him. He did it. Like,
Sorry?
and he won a real fight. That's a real, when you get your sternum
Oh, yeah.
broken and you still win.
He's a tough guy. He's a really tough guy. When you have you maybe had someone sometime had an injury to the rib, broken rib or something between the rib. You can't do anything.
Bro.
You're breathing. You're suffering.
It makes you a coward. It makes a coward
Yeah.
of men.
Yes.
Yeah. What when you have rib injured, one of my friends' favorite game is to make you laugh, because when you laugh,
Oh,
you're man, it's hard.
that's an evil person.
Yeah, not your
Yeah.
friend. Not your
Knowing
friend.
that John Oskar managed to finish the fight and win. That's a really tough guy,
Yeah.
but it had a price.
So you wind up against a roughhouse MMA fighter who's 2-2.
Mhm.
July 10th, 2004, Paul Daley.
Yeah, Paul Semtex.
Yeah. Before he was Semtex. Like this, he's Semtex, but he's not Semtex at this time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just next.
Yeah, he's just.
Well, what happened during this fight? I rushed to him. I thought I had the advantage. I touched him several times. He just did hide in his hand. So I thought I was leading the fight. And then he sent a large hook above his head and caught me one time. I fall to the floor, get back up on my feet, starting a second time to rush at him. And then same scenario. He gets all the shots and threw a large overhook, and then I fall to the floor, get back up a second time, and the referee stopped the fight. I was out.
All right. Okay, that's your version of it. And Joey, I'm telling you, this is one of the top 10 cage rage fights ever.
Yeah.
Semtex is a heavy hitter,
But he's also got a
He
very
is.
good chin. He's
Yeah.
got a good chin. You tested his chin too, though.
Yeah, actually yes, but he won.
But he passed the test.
No, dude. If you're gonna make a cage rage top 10 fights, this is somewhere in there. This is like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure where, but it's you guys beat the shit out of each other. Yeah. So you got 3 losses in a row. Oftentimes people in your position,
Yeah,
they
rough time.
just they stop fighting to compete and they continue to fight for money.
Become a professional opponent.
Oftentimes people after 3 losses like that,
Yeah.
I mean 2 finishes in a DQ, You can either become a professional opponent and get paid to lose, or you can, it's a very small percentage of people kind of recalibrate and push forward.
Yes, but that's not my mindset, my mentality to go just fight for money. I wanted to go higher. I wanted to, as you said, recalibrate, try to mend what didn't work, and go forward.
Okay, so Sweden, Denmark, United Kingdom. Your next fight is against Jose Mata, February 26, 2005.
Yeah.
The Africa
Big guy,
fight. Africa
big
fight.
South African.
Yeah, in South Africa. Yeah.
It's your first time in Africa?
Yeah, not my first fight in Africa, because I fought in Morocco before, but my first fight in Africa, yes. First fight in South Africa.
So Joey, when you see this guy Jose Mata, there's no way he weighed in at the same time. Like there's no
Really?
dude, there's absolutely, there's not even
he's big.
He's a huge guy.
Huge, yeah. I remember, but and you know what? It's funny that you say that, because I was in South Africa with the three of my homeboys, Bendy Casimir, maybe you know him, and Johnny Frachet.
Okay.
So I was the heaviest of us three. You know, we were spending some time there, training there, giving some classes there, and the promoter offers us to fight. So I was minus 84 kilograms. At this time, I was weighing like 82 kilograms. And I saw this huge guy, how we call it in South Africa? This huge Afrikaner. It was around 100 and more, maybe. So he saw me coming. He was with all his team, looking the same shape of him. He started to send me, to provoke me, like, yeah. And the whole place burst into laughing. I was like, man. I turned to my guys and said, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. They said, yeah, no, please, Xavier, stay calm. You've always been calm before a fight. Don't get angry. You know it's not good. Okay.
It's true. It's true.
The day of the fight, people could hear me. Well, when I started, you know, we were training in the locker room. We're organized in a big gym, and all the locker rooms were just separated by curtains, so people could still hear the other training around them, but not see them, but hearing. I was so angry that when I started hitting the pads, everyone stopped talking. Silence everywhere. I was hitting the pad so heavy, so loud. People were like, oh, man, what's going on? So I came to the cage angry. And then the fight started. Just right at the beginning of the fight, I sent 1-2. Jose got hit. It was like, oh, I'm not going to box with this guy. I'm not going to exchange with him. He went low, started to shoot at me, and then the promoter came to us after the fight. He was like, "You ruined my cage," because we broke one pole of the cage. It got bent, you know.
Huh.
So he tried to rush at me and to shoot at me just to get the clinch. I'm in the cage with Jose clinching me. I managed to get an open, 1 knee, 2 knee to the liver. Then I get up, I flew away and started to box him. Then I knocked him out. I think it lasted like 2 minutes, maybe, this fight.
Joe, you're muted. So I can't imagine what that cage looks like. And let's just, I mean, it's definitely not a standard cage for it to break like that.
Well, it happened.
But it's also a heavyweight that you're dealing with here, like an actual heavyweight. Like you're not dealing with a 170-pound guy
and
versus
a heavyweight determined not to strike with you. So he wanted to take me down.
Yeah. Were you at the Coventry event where Cyril Diabate fought Michael Bisping?
No, I was not there. I was not there. That's a pity, yes. I was not there. But I had a lot of, yeah, Cyril told me a lot about this. I was just training it.
So that was May 21st, 2005. It's in Coventry. It's a kickboxing bout.
Shoot boxing, yes.
And Michael Bisping at this time was a heel. Like now he is loved by everybody, but at this time he was somebody that was a trash talking dock worker, like a very union guy. Yeah.
It was kind of a Gilbert Ivel with no rule breaking, but it was always provoking people, insulting people, and then there was a big argument with Cyril before the fight. So I remember that.
Did Cyril ever open up in regards to it? He addressed it with us, but I always kind of felt he kind of held back on it.
On what? On this?
You said him and Cyril
about Bisping?
Bisping, yeah.
Yes, but this well, I remember that Cyril and him didn't like each other for a long time, and then when Dan Henderson, when he fought Bisping at his turn, Cyril was in this corner. Even years with years between this, they were still angry at each other. So so yes, they don't like each other a lot.
Joey, think about how incredible that is. You got a guy from France fighting in Coventry against Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
And then years later, Dan Henderson from Temecula, California, has this guy in France, in Las Vegas, in his corner. To fight a guy from Coventry.
And they had a good time in the corner that night. It went real well to their side.
Well, I would not say that, but yes, I would say Cyril didn't cry for Michael Bisping.
That's
what
true.
Happened.
Yeah. Truly incredible. The fight game is it's just when you kind of look at just like how the pieces get moved around, absolutely, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Mm-hmm. You go back to South Africa, Itamar, Rose. You're running into
accidents. I was leading the fight. I was about to knock him out. He was hiding his hands along the fence, and I wanted to knee him, to give him the last knee and put the knockout. And what happened was my foot tripped on the cage, on the mat. That's crazy. It tripped on the mat, and I fell back, and I knocked out by myself. And then he fell on me because he was about to fall. He fell on me and gave the last shot, but I was already out. Because when falling backwards, my head hit the ground. That's really, well, shit happens.
You fight enough times, weird things will happen.
That's true. Real Rhythm MMA is in Japan. Ken Hamamura is your opponent, November 19th, 2005. Dude, you're literally all over the world.
I'm a fighter. I'll go fight where people need me.
And Japan is so much different than everywhere else. Yeah.
That was a very a part of my career that I loved. I loved Japan. I really loved Japan, and all the atmosphere about fighters over there. That was crazy. It's a period of my career I liked. Maybe the one I like most. People have a kind of admiration around fighters in Japan. That was crazy. And after Ken, I fought Korean guy Kim Hoon. No.
Yes, Hoon Kim.
And he was coming down from the light heavyweight. He was a light heavyweight. I was a middleweight, and this light heavyweight, Hoon Kim, he had just knocked out our heavyweight from New Zealand, because we were part of a Japanese promotional team, and we had one fighters in every category coming all around the world. We have some fighters from Japan, some fighters from Brazil, an American guy, two people from France, Japanese guy. So Humkin had just knocked out our heavyweight at the previous event. And this heavyweight was from New Zealand, Anthony Nesler. He had knocked him out. So he was feeling very confident because he will now fight the smaller model of the Team Boone. So during all the promo days, he was provoking me, like walking around me and trying to, how can you say it in English? Trying to, pinch me in the butt, touch me in the back. Strange, very strange. Strange things. Like harassment.
Like a prison mating call almost.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Well, it could have been considered as sexual harassment.
Yeah.
I told to Cyril, what is he doing? Why is he touching me like that? I'm not his friend. Cyril just calmed me down, like, don't worry, Xavier. Your time will be tomorrow during the fight. And during the fight, once he got the first exchange, the first punch in the face, he didn't want any more to stand up striking with me. Whereas he was coming from Taekwondo, he didn't want to exchange. He wanted to grapple. So I avoid the ground game, stayed up next to him, and then at one time I sent the high kick and knocked him out.
So Joey, in between this, on December 3rd, 2005, Cage Rage, he's back in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
He fights. He begins his journey against the entire London Shoot Fighter team. So Gilbert is your opponent. So Gilbert, an unimpressive mixed martial arts record, if you look at it on its face. That guy's a real fighter.
At this time, that's one of my other regrets. At this time, Saul Gilbert was very, very strong and very respected. He could knock out anyone. He had knocked out a lot of people.
Saul Gilbert's legit. He's legit.
His losses are all names you would know.
Yeah.
Did you watch the fight?
Curtis Stout, Mark Weir, Paul Daley. I mean, he's fighting real fighters.
Yeah. But like his approach too, like his mental approach. Tell him what happens. Go ahead. It's very interesting.
We had the perfect game plan for him because as soon as he was coming to
takedown,
to launch a punch.
Okay.
I stepped to the side and give him a hook. Avoiding his shoulder. So I touched him every time. And I knocked him out first time. Step back. Let him get up. Still my guard on. Still ready to fight.
He was woozy.
I caught him second time and knocked him out completely. But I made the mistake to sucker kick him. Yes. So that was a big mistake I made.
This is his third.
What made me DQ, whereas I was winning the fight.
Well, he did just fight in Japan where they let you do that stuff, so it's understandable.
Maybe that's because of this. I don't know, but that was a bad reflex that made me disqualified.
So this is when you get voted one of the dirtiest fighters because you got your third. Okay.
Yeah, it's his third DQ.
It never happened anymore.
So Saul Gilbert goes into the ring. They give him a trophy. Dude, he's still got like the birds going around his head. Like he's like in a cartoon if he gets hit with a mallet. So, but in like the kind of malaise that he is in, he refuses the trophy, says this is absolutely not a win for him, and he gives the trophy to Xavier.
Classy.
Yeah, that's fair play. That's sportsmanship, English sportsmanship. Every time we went to England, we knew that English people were very, very, very fan of their fighters, fan of their flag, fan of their country. And so they would provoke you, they would insult you, they would try to make you come out of the fight before the fight. But if you knock them out, they will come to you and offer you a beer, come to you and give you compliments saying, you know what, you're the man, you're a fighter. They were very fair play, and we appreciate this.
I always enjoyed my time in the United Kingdom. Always. Yeah. It's just like you can lower, it's almost like your sense of security, you can lower it because of just how genuinely kind most people are there.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you.
Joey Hayato Sakurai. August 4th, 2000.
I got robbed. I had broken his nose. You saw the fight?
You went that there was not. I could not find that one.
Video?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because maybe you cannot type Japanese in Google. That's why.
Yeah.
Well,
another legend though. Sakurai is a legend.
Yes, he's a legend, and it was my last step to pride fighting. And Sakurai has, just before this fight, he had fought Cyril, my coach, and it felt like a mission for him to revenge this loss against Cyril by fighting his pupil, his trainee. So yeah, well, the fight was kind of difficult, but I was leading, and I managed to break his nose. But at one time, he caught me into an armbar, rigatame. I took a little time before coming out of the mid. I was not in danger. I was safe. I knew I was safe. And at this period, Japanese referees were known to help the fighters when they were in difficult situations. So when he saw that, the ref stepped into the fight, said, "No, it's for your safety. It's for your safety." I was like, "No, I'm okay." And so we stopped the fight, and I'm supposed to have lost by armbar, but I knew I could have gone further. That's it. That's how a fight goes. You should never let the referee decide for yourself, for your destiny.
It's like the Hoyler Gracie thing with Sakuraba. Where he's threatening a submission, and the ref just says, "Oh no, I don't want you to get hurt. We're going to stop it."
Yeah, we're going to stop that.
Yeah, you're over your head. Yeah, even though you've got X amount of fights and you're paid to be here to do exactly this, we're really worried about you. Yeah.
This is the beginning of the biggest run of his career.
Yeah.
For who?
You're about to win 13 of 14.
Yeah, you go on a tear. You're on a
tear.
I think your losses at this stage in the game, you're still young, you're still very hungry, you're seeing the world. I think they almost drove you to a higher level.
Yes, maybe. I learned about these losses, definitely.
So Alex Cook, you fight in Cage Rage. But 6 weeks later, you beat him by armbar.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back to Japan, Masataka Kimushi, Chimushi, I apologize. You beat him by armbar. So you lose, in theory, to Sakurai by armbar. Your next two wins are by armbar. And then you pull into Alex Reed, December 9th, 2006.
So Masataka Shinushi, it was not really a armbar. It was I had trapped him in a triangle choke, in triangle choke, and at the same time, put him a Kimura. It's a Kimura, in fact. Kimura and triangle choke at the same time.
You know what? I think I watched that. I think I did see that one. Okay. Alex Reed, another London shoot fighter. It seems as almost as if you're on the radar from the team. And he's trying to avenge the loss of Sol Gilbert.
He's trying to, but just tried to.
He's very durable, man.
Yeah, he's very good, very big mental, big determined fighter. But at the point he complained about poke in the eye, but it was full covered of blood. so they went to the judges' scorecard, and I get a decision. Unanimous.
Joey, this could have been. I honestly, while watching this, before I look at your record,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to get a fourth DQ.
You saw this fight?
Yeah, that fight you can watch. Yeah, it's on Fight Pass,
Okay.
UFC Fight Pass. But like it's a finger to the eye, even though Alex was on his
Yeah.
way down. Sometimes when you're the B side, you're not getting flown in to win fights. You're getting flown in to lose a fight. And oftentimes they'll kind of like Sol Gilbert, give it to Alex. What they want those scorecards were. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Like he smashed his nose. Like Alex Reed's nose after this fight was not the same.
Maybe, yeah. I knew it was broken. I remember. I don't remember on what technique, maybe a knee strike or elbow, but I knew his nose was broken. Yeah.
Did you ever have any like dealings with Lee Murray?
No. I met him many times in the conference room, in the locker rooms, but we didn't either fight each other. Didn't we talked together? We talked together several times. Was kind of a nice guy to me, but nothing else. He had kind of buff with one of my French teammate at one time, which is Jean-François Lenog. But apart from that, he was a nice guy to me.
You didn't rob any banks together?
No.
Secure, no Securitas dealings or anything like that. Because you guys are the same weight, you're fighting everybody on his team. Yeah, I was really surprised. Well, I think he's up a weight class. He's 185, but they wouldn't have stopped them from.
I was 85. I was 85. So
I thought you went down to 70 against Paul Daley.
Never.
No?
I was
Okay.
85. I've always been 185. So maybe we should have been fighting.
How did that fight never take place?
I don't know. Maybe because he went to prison too soon, but too early. But no, I don't know.
Here, you got Tom Watson. That's your next cage. Like Cage Rage has you every event after this. You got Tom Watson, April 21st, 2006. You beat him by triangle. And then
I met Tom Watson a few weeks ago at the French event. He was coaching one of his girls. So shout out to him. Hey, Tom. He was coaching one of his girls, one of his fighters. I was like, man, it's years ago. We were happy to see each other. Nice guy.
September 22nd, 2007. Like it's literally, it's about a year later. Okay. Pierre Gillet, you beat him.
Yes.
With a kick to the body. There's another cage
race. Pierre-François Gillet, very nice guy, was coming down from the light heavyweight division. It was kind of tall, buff, but I was too determined.
So Joey, December 1st, 2001, Ninja Rua is his opponent for Cage Rage. The main event. I mean, you're on quite a bit of a roll. Dude, it's a war. You're the one surprising thing. Shootbox is known for their stand-up. It's known for their Muay Thai. He is very flat-footed.
Who that? Ninja?
Ninja, yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah, it's a Brazilian Muay Thai. It's Brazilian Muay Thai is not about moving a lot. It's about striking hard. So, yeah, it's like this. It's his style.
Yeah, it's very, very flat-footed. You drop him twice. You almost had that, dude. You almost had it. You almost had it.
Yes, almost, but didn't have it. Almost.
Yeah, it was close. And then in September of 2006, prior to this, Cyril fought Shogun.
Yeah. Yes. I was in his corner at this Pride event.
So think about that. The corners fought each other. The corners flipped. Yeah.
It happened. It happened several times that we were fighting together on the same card. So my coach was helping me to warm up, coaching me in my corner. Then when he's fighting, I'm helping me to warm up and then cornering him. It happened several times. Yes, several times. That was funny.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, we've had you for 90 minutes. We're going to wrap up, but your career, it's like every fight. You're May 21st, May 24th, 2008, the Far Eastern Modern Pancration Federation.
one of my other home country, Russia.
But Joe, here's the strange thing about it. And I mean, obviously, we're going to have you open up on it. Here, his first opponent is Api Hamamura. Obviously, that's a Dutch guy. Then he's got Arman Gambarian, which...
Yeah.
And then Vladimir Yoshiku pulls out, and they put Api back in there for the main event.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
Arman Gambarian was the favorite. He was the absolute favorite. And for example, he fought Cyril Diabate, my trainer, in light heavyweight months before, and he won decision. You know, he was the absolute favorite. This was one of the dirtiest competition I've been fighting in, with the most dirty rules. We just learned in the locker room that you were allowed to to sucker kick someone.
To what?
To sucker kick someone.
Okay.
To kick someone in the head when he's on the floor. To knee someone in the head when he's on the floor. You were allowed to headbutt someone. And well, nearly everything was legal. So we said, okay, we're gonna fight. I fought Api Hamamura in the first fight. I knocked him out.
By knees.
I knocked him out. Then I fought Arman in the semifinals. People saw me knock him out.
Second round knockout.
He was the favorite. Nobody would ever fight me. And the thing is, in this show, you had a lot of injuries because of these rules. People were coming out knockout, but it was a tournament. So when it's a tournament, you have to fight. You need to fight. So they went to the other brackets, and no one was able to fight. People were injured, and people were like, no, man. So Api said, okay, are we going to the finals?
So Joey, you got a 50 Fight Club member, perennial B-side, fights in an 8-man tournament where it's old school, no holds barred.
NHB, man.
1990s rule set. So okay, you win this tournament. You get a belt. You get a big one of those giant trophies. What do they hand you when you win the tournament?
They gave me a giant trophy and a giant check, and gave a giant paycheck. But for the story, so I had the big trophy, and years later we came back to Russia, and some of my teammates sent me a picture of me in Russia. I was in France at this time, and he was fighting in Russia. He sent me a picture of me in a very big poster in the street at the crossroads, with me holding not the trophy but Hoover, vacuum cleaner. Because
they photoshopped you.
Yeah, because the main sponsor of the event was a vacuum cleaner brand. So they had erased the trophy and put a vacuum cleaner. I was holding a vacuum cleaner in the case like this. Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
that was funny instead of the trophy.
What did you get paid for that?
What was the check?
Yeah, what was the pay?
It was a good check. For this time, it was a good check.
Yeah. You and I, like, Joey, we're going to fly him to Russia and then tell him what kind of rule set he's got in. We're not going to tell him before. We're going to wait till he's here.
We just learned about the rules in the locker room.
Wow.
That was funny.
That's such a gangster move, man. Like, it really is. It's kind of like, no. Because they would force you. They would force you to do it. And in a Russian to pull out of a tournament is very surprising, especially in some country.
Well, I'm not the kind of guy that would pull out anyway. And you know what? When we learned about these new rules, Cyril turned to me and said, "You okay with that, Xavier?" I said, "Yeah, okay. We're gonna fight anyway." So we came back to the locker room and just set up. We just modified our game plan so that when you are in a cross position, where I had two things to be aware of. When I am down in the cross positions, so someone is on me, I just have to be I just had to be careful of not being hit by a knee. So just be careful to always have a forearm just in case. And second thing is there are two situations. If my opponent would block my hands, for example, if we are facing the cage, they have wrist control, they could headbutt me. Same thing if I'm in his guard, he can control my wrist, he can headbutt me. So I had to be careful of these two things. And on the first fight, so I'm knocked happy out, but he opened my eyebrow, you know. So I had a wide cut on the eyebrow. So I had to be very careful every time Arman was putting me in defense. He was trying to headbutt the cut to open it. So I had to be careful, but we made it.
You know, if I'm Arman, I'm looking and I'm saying to my coaches, these disqualifications on his record, does anybody know the reason behind them? Because they actually catered. It's like that's the rule set.
That's right.
Yeah. Maybe yes. I was bred by these rules.
You were practicing for the tournament. Yeah.
Was bred wild.
So rules.
With Wallid Ismail, you fought for him in Jungle Fight. That's Felipe Arenelli in Brazil. Yes. It's July 12, 2008. What was it like dealing with him?
Was the what? Sorry?
What was it like dealing with Wallid Ismail, the promoter?
Can I say it today? 10 years or 15 years afterward. He had promised that I could fight for the belt if I win against Mongo, and I didn't. Now, really, the thing is, I was not considered as favorite when I arrived there, but I won. Wallid was a cool guy, but there were no belts after that.
Okay. Yeah, he's a very controversial promoter. You were also brought in to mimic Anderson Silva when Dan Henderson, fought Anderson. You were in his training camp as the prototype.
That's what made me in contact. That's what made me enter in contact with this guy in Temecula with the Team Quest with our friends. Well, first Dan contacted Cyril to have him to fly him to the States to mimic Anderson Silva, and then Cyril said, "Yes, I have a student that have the same style. You should make him come." So they had me come also, and then that was my first step in the US. And after that, I started fighting in the US and then UFC, blah blah.
Yeah, right. Shortly after this, he fights for Ted Williams, Palace Fighting Championships. But you're in Temecula. Is Sean Tompkins there at the time?
Maybe, I don't remember, but maybe.
I think so. Maybe, yes. Do you remember Sam Stout?
Sam Stout, yes. Some of these top guys were there. Even Matt Linland, some people were there. A lot of people. Matt Linland was coming sometimes because he was in another part of the country with Randy Couture. But a lot of top guys was there at this time.
A very young Sean Strickland may have been there as well.
I don't remember.
This is the time.
I don't remember meeting him. I remember Mayhem, Jason Miller. Him I remember. This crazy guy.
So Joey, this is around a time
very funny Mayhem,
where Dan Henderson had to throw Sean Strickland out of the gym.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, we addressed this in a Dan Henderson interview where Dan's like, no, he had to go. No, he had to go.
maybe it happened. I don't remember. Maybe it happened, yes.
Was Hector Lombard there?
Sorry? Sorry?
Was Hector Lombard there?
He came. Well, once I was not there, he came, and I heard that it didn't go well with him either.
Yeah, so
it was a bit tense, let's say.
Yeah, Dan fought Hector in his gym. Yeah, told Hector to leave.
I heard there was something something happened, but I didn't see it, so I can't tell you about rumors. But I know that something happened. Yes.
What about Robert Fallis? Was Robert Fallis there?
I don't remember. Robert Fallis?
The coach.
I don't remember who was there. Ryan Parsons, of course. Heath Sims. Ricardo Pancho Feliciano. I don't remember. Robert Fallis, maybe.
Yeah. Your career is crazy. Here, like from this, you go Richard Montoya. You beat him by armbar. That's at Palace. That's with Ted Williams. Then you go to Russia. You fight Andrei Radikov. You beat him by armbar. And then Casey Uskola, you win by flying knee. An incredible performance for Ted Williams at Palace Fighting. And then you get the call to the UFC.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
That's that was my focus. That was my. I was wanting that, so eager that I made it.
So how does the phone call come to get to the UFC?
I could not tell you because Cyril and Ken Pavia at this time were managing me. So they just made it in from that side. I was training and fighting.
Joey, that's a crazy run, though.
It's a hell of a path to the UFC.
Thank you.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah,
man.
You're the perennial B-side. You got to go on a run. You got to be mindful of who you're fighting. You've got to be very careful. And dude, it's even Denis Kang, his fight in the UFC. Denis Kang, dude, it's crazy. It's a crazy good fight.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful, man. It's a beautiful career. It is.
Thanks.
Joey.
Professor X, thank you for walking us through your career, man. A hell of a road to the octagon.
Yeah, it really is, man. Your path to the UFC is unbelievable.
Thank you. It's all about passion. It's all about taking pleasure and working.
Mike,
yeah,
we should at some point do like a round table and just talk about the French MMA world at this time. You know, with a couple of different guys from France. I think that'd be a really interesting chapter.
Yeah.
Especially the underground fights.
Yeah.
Like the underground fights are, that's how like shootings happen. That's how stabbings happen. It's the underground fights where that stuff takes place, and it's just emotions get the better of men, and then all of a sudden, something really bad happens. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Any regrets?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Maybe sometimes I should have done something I've done, something I shouldn't have done, some wins I should have earned, but let them transform into losses. For example, this Martin Kampmann, Saul Gilbert, this would be regrets, yes. Denis Kang also, and of course Drew McFedries. I should not have let this fight go the way it goes, but that's the way it is. That's life. What is the most important is that you have to, when it happens, you have to take it, learn from it, and then go forward to try to never to do better. That's only that counts. Regrets are they are useless, and it's just negative, bad energy if you don't use them to enhance yourself then.
So there's a French journalist, Leo Gillet. It's Guilliot. I don't, or OT. I don't know.
Leo Gillet?
Leo Gillet. He's the one that recommended you. Like we've been talking about like some of the French fighters, like Bendy Casimir, like a couple of the guys that really put the time in, because those are the guys that we like. We like the guys that they've been around. Yeah, I don't care if your record isn't the greatest. It doesn't matter. It's who has got the life experience. And yeah, he recommended you first.
Okay, thank you.
So
Leo Gillet. Okay.
good guy, real good guy. Professor X, absolute
Yes.
pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Pleasure was to me. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast. Well, what I can tell people is that fighting is not only a sport, is not a game, is not only a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of life. It's something we like, and you can be a fighter in the cage and in your private life. The only thing that counts is that you want, is that what you like to do, that your objectives, your goals, and what you put in front to achieve them.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Joey.
All right, I can do a quick wrap up, or we can do this later.
Let's just do it quick.
Oh, hey, we got a guest.
Yeah, dude, this is mom telling me, hurry up. That's what that is. That's
she is getting big.
Yeah, dude, she is. I'm very lucky. I got Steve Jenham's email a while ago. I keep sending him messages. I think taunting isn't the right word, but I think like I've taken the nice approach, former law enforcement, blah, 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 blah. What I think now is I'm going to do is I'm going to cast the line. How pissed do you think Rorion was giving you that check?
Yeah.
Because like if we ever get hoist like that's 100% one of the stock questions we have.
Of course.
What kind of percentage did Rorion get every single time you won a tournament?
Was the money even in the account, or did they just draw up a check? Because you're handing it to your brother at the end of the day,
who lives in your facility, who works for you.
It's not a real check.
No, it's not a real check. Of course not. Of course not. So like we've got those stock questions where it's just like, dude, I might as well just maybe Jenham will respond.
Yeah. That would be great. Man, UFC 3 is the first event I ever watched live. I'd love to talk to Steve.
So what was the first UFC you ever went to live?
Oh, the first one that was ever in Vegas. So that was Victory in Vegas, Tito Ortiz versus
32 or 33, 34, 32, right around there.
Yeah, it's right around there. So and that was a huge deal. Like me and 20 of my friends rolled to Vegas because our sport is finally legal. You don't have to go to New Jersey to see it or an Indian reservation. So it was a big deal. So it was a shitty card. It was a shitty card, but a good time.
Well, it's actually like if you really look at it, arguably that's when Jeff Osborne came in as one of the play-by-play guys shortly after that. I believe my timeline might be a little bit off. And like if you really kind of look at it through like today's lens, it appears that Jeff Osborne is there doing play-by-play because one, Joe Silva would always be at the hook and shoot events where Jeff Osborne was a promoter. And oftentimes you can see the hook and shoot influence in some of the matchmaking, like with Aaron Riley, Chris Lytle, a lot of those fights, even with Robbie Lawler, even though Robbie Lawler never fought for hook and shoot, but you can see like that was supposed to be a hook and shoot fight that the UFC kind of stole. I think that event, because it's largely regarded as like one of the worst in the UFC history in terms of like action, I think Jeff Osborne was there as a safety net for like when they stopped believing in Joe Silva. But once they got the belief, I believe that's when Joe Silva worked really hard to make sure that Jeff Osborne was no longer part of the organization. Like, just kind of throwing shade on him, said this, said that. That's the type of shit those guys do, man.
And it paid off for him because he got a hell of a payout at the sale of the UFC. So it worked for him.
Yeah. So, Joey, absolute pleasure. We're going to keep getting a couple more of these international guys. I think we should do at least one international guy a month, minimally one a month.
I'm down with that. Absolutely.
So, I appreciate it, dude. I know you got up early today. Take care, brother.
See you next week.
Yep.